Sotheby's even made the portability of the Farnsworth house a selling point by posting on its website this 3D animation of the home being dismantled. Move the Farnsworth house out of Illinois?
I think it would be a little bit awkward, if not ridiculous, to put that house where it never floods. And then nobody would understand why it's on stilts.
The essence of the house is its transparency to this site.
If the building were removed from this site, it simply wouldn't make any sense anymore.
For the preservationists, it was a call to battle.
There were sort of two people that came to our rescue when the issue of the portability of the house came out. One group were art collectors, art dealers, people in the architectural world who had a lot of money. But there was another group of people, mainly businessmen in Chicago, who viewed this as an issue of cultural theft.
What do you mean by cultural theft?
Well, it's sort of the view, a lot of the Chicago civic groups that were supportive of us, they viewed this as a bunch of New Yorkers coming into Chicago and trying to steal something that didn't belong to them.
When we organized to raise the money, we tried to make the point that it would be destructive to disassemble it.
People from all over the country were inspired by the cause. Donations began pouring in, but could the dollars add up fast enough?
We only had 8 weeks to raise an amount of money that we thought would do the job.
Time is dwindling, and the fate of the Farnsworth house hangs in the balance. December 12th, 2003. In a skybox high above the auction floor, the preservationists wait for bidding to begin. And with just hours to go, they're still working to raise money.
It was an enormously exciting day. Over half of the money was raised in the last 7 or 8 hours before the auction.
At the last minute, they convince key donors to give $2 million more to the cause by stressing the value of 38 acres of land that come with the house. But as the auction begins, the group is still short of the predicted selling price.
You could sense immediately that this had a lot of national attention. And I remember thinking, man, I do not want to go down in front of these people losing this shot.
For your consideration, lot 800, Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, the Farnsworth house. Let's begin the bidding at $3,500,000, at $3,500,000, $3,600,000.
Over the next 7 minutes, bidding plays out fast and furious.
$3,700,000, $3,800,000, $4,300,000, $4,400,000.
Renowned Chicago art dealer Richard Gray is the man bidding on behalf of the preservationists.
Next bid at $4,700,000.
A master of the game, Gray has won several high-profile auctions in the past.
We were in a skybox, sort of, and I was talking on the telephone to the president of the auction house, who was conveying the bids to the auctioneer.
$4,800,000, $5,500,000, $6 million.
As the bids go even higher,
$6,100,000.
the group throws in its last dollar.
6.6 with bill at $6,600,000.
But the preservationists are quickly outbid.
6,650. I'll take 6,650. 6,600,000.
There's nothing left. The group has reached its limit.
You were out of money.
We were out of money. I was pretty disappointed.
But then, Richard Gray surprises everyone when he starts to bid again.
Will you say 6,700,000? Bill said 6,700,000.
We weren't through, and I was still playing the game.
We just immediately grabbed Richard and said, you're on your own, sir.
In a last-ditch effort to win, Gray is kicking in his own money.
Richard just grinned and winked, and he kept going. It just seemed like right after that, the hammer came down.
$6,700,000. Sold.
At that moment, it all let loose. Everybody was very excited and on their feet.
14 people gyrating and screaming and hugging each other.
Against all odds, the Illinois preservationists have won, and the Farnsworth house will stay where it is.
You really staked a lot on this house. You must have some very strong personal feelings about it.
It was elation of an incredible level. A board member of mine called me He said, there's nothing for you to do now but go out and get the best meal you can possibly get and then buy a gun and shoot yourself because it's not going to get any better.
I remember the day after we closed at the auction, we got a call from the caretakers saying that there are 2 architects from Thailand who just showed up at the gate. And they'd heard about the auction, they'd hoped we had won and wanted to know if they could get in, and we let them in. And it's been that way ever since. People coming from all over the world and all over the county, all over the state, all over the country to visit.
That original 9 acres. This row of trees.
It's almost overwhelming to see this house and to finally get to be here.
What's the value of having this house open to the public as a museum?
It's open 6 days a week to people from all over the world. Until you see this house, you don't understand what the best of modernism is all about. It's a complete and total architectural philosophy distilled into one beautiful little box. I think it's a great success. It's a national treasure that's been saved.
The preservationists believed very strongly in keeping it in its original setting. We are most fortunate they were able to do so.
The Farnsworth House is now owned by the National Trust for Historic Preservation and is operated and managed by Landmarks Illinois. Since the auction, it's been listed on the National Register of Historic Places and been designated a National Historic Landmark.
I think of the house not only as an important piece of architecture in the history of architecture, but as an architectural poem. It's exciting, exhilarating to be there, and if you let it into your emotions, you can resonate with it. That is what it does to me.
I'm Jeffrey Baer.